Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm Andy RC and this is episode 2 of building a high-end quadcopter. Today we will focus on assembling the quad and connecting the electronics. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you watch me put every screw in. I am, however, going to cover the essentials. The first thing I did in this build is attach the motors direct to the frame using the screws provided in the frame's kit. I'm happy to say that this time the length of the screws are correct, and due to the good build quality of the Sunny Sky motors, the screws don't touch the back of the motors, causing a short. This happened in the cheap quadcopter build if you didn't see the video. Use Loctite on the screws so that they don't vibrate out. I then screwed the arms into the top plate of the quadcopter using the Allen keys that we bought. The top plate has the most number of screws, so I have used Loctite on them all and don't plan removing it again. Next, we want to solder the ESCs to the bottom plate, which is also the power distribution board. Red wires get soldered to the plus, and black wires get soldered to the minus. I will also take this opportunity to solder the XT60 connector in place. That's us done with the power distribution plate for the moment. We can remove it later to add our FPV gear, etc. But one thing I have learned building a quadcopter is to add the bare essentials to get it flying first. Loading it fully with gear only to discover it doesn't fly correctly is a mistake you only make once. Use Loctite to screw in the power distribution plate. The bottom plate only has 2 screws per arm, so it won't be too bad if we need to remove it in the future. At this point, we can cable tie our ESCs in. This will help to secure them when we start soldering them to the motors. I mentioned in the first episode that I have a trick which allows us to solder the motors into the ESCs right first time, so here it is. As mentioned before, from the ESCs to the power distribution board, we have a red wire for positive voltage and a black wire for the negative. On the motor, we have 3 wires which are also 3 different colours. A quadcopter is of course made up of 4 motors, 2 spin clockwise and the other 2 counterclockwise, which cancels out the torque of the motors and makes our quadcopter hover stable. To make a motor and ESC combination turn clockwise, the red wire on the motor must line up to the black wire of the ESC leading to the power distribution board, as well as the black wire on the motor must match up with the red wire of the ESC leading to the power distribution board. The middle wire connects to the center wire on the ESC. To make a motor and ESC combination turn counterclockwise, the red wire of the motor must match up to the red wire leading to the power distribution board from the ESC. Same with the black wire of the motor must line up with the black wire leading to the power distribution board again from the ESC. The middle wire solders to the middle wire on the ESC as before. Now that we know this, soldering the motors and ESCs together is easy. These 2 motors run clockwise and these 2 motors run counterclockwise. So there you go, that is the second episode of building the high-end quadcopter. Look out for the next video where we connect the Pixhawk flight controller and also configure the Tyrannus for its usage. Thanks so much for watching, please continue to subscribe, cheers.